Hello everyone, many thanks for all the great feedback I've been getting about the other videos. I'm delighted that you're getting use out of them and they're helpful. And arising out of all that feedback is a request, and hence this video. And it's all about an introduction to record lists. Now, record lists are amazingly powerful things. They add an extra dimension to a contact record or any of the other modules that use record lists, and it allows you to basically in one record look at a list of things. Now let's define what these things could be. For example, a more complicated example is with a client recently. It was around currency of certificates. So you have a customer, employees get trained, so you record their certificates and things. We do that with record lists. So there's many little records in a list attached to the employer's record, the customer's record, because remember, the customer is the center of the universe with Flowloo. And so able to then have currency fields and all sorts. Now, one of the key things about record lists is essentially they're empty until you do something with them. When you create a new record list, it just has a name field, just for the sake of having something. And I even delete that. So it is so bespoke. And that's the power of it. Talk about making it your own. Record lists is actually the best example of that in the whole of Flowloo, because it's just entirely, kind of like automations, it's kind of empty until you do something with it. So, other use cases other than the certificates for trainees might be an approved list of contractors, or SEO experts or whatever, so that you could have those lists, and then which customers use which of those contractors. You could see all that in a project. That would be useful for a project, for example. And then the one that we're going to do today, and I'm going to walk you through left to right, and so that you can get up and running, is actually meeting notes. How to have your meeting notes attached to a record, because that's a great example again of how you've got one contact and you could have many meetings with that one contact. Also, you can have you can relate it to a project, so you could have one contact, 3 projects, and meetings around all the 3 projects, but they'll all get shown in the contact. Isn't that brilliant? It's actually, once you get the head round the notion of it, and it just needs a little bit of planning for the custom fields, because you can't use standard fields. There's only custom fields that you can use. And once you've figured that out, then you make it really your own, and it becomes even more powerful. And then Flowloo becomes a more important tool, because nothing else can do it, because you've built it in Flowloo to do it. So let's, without any further ado, let's get and dive in. Let's get on with it. So, how do we do it first? Well, we've got to create the record list first. So we go into here, the menu, and then get record list. Now, of course, the usual caveat, of course, you're not going to see any personal data in here. This is my kind of training Flowloo, my development Flowloo, and your interface may look slightly differently because Flowloo gives us nice options. But I'm giving you enough pointers, I hope, for you to be able to get around yourself. So we go to record lists, and we're going to hit that plus sign, and there we go, add list. We're going to call this meeting notes, and I like to check comments on the item page, and I'll show you why later, because it's good. But basically it allows Flowloo has that kind of module that is with the CRM record and projects and everything, where you can just have a feed. Well, you can attach that to a list record, a record list record. And once you've done that, then that's great. It's once and done. There you go. So, nicely set up. So we have our record list meeting notes. Now we need to populate it with custom fields. So we go to settings, we go to custom fields, and then we've got all the places that we can put custom fields all listed here. And there is, in custom lists, record lists, is meeting notes. Now, as I said, there we have the name that we're shortly going to delete. There must always be a record for a field in a record list to make it active, you know. So we add a field, because what I don't want the name, because I actually want it to be looked up, connected. I want the connection of this record list to be the contact name. How do we do that? Well, we create a custom field called name, and we go nearly to the bottom, and we select object picker, then save. Now, here's the thing. We haven't selected yet what object Flowloo has to pick, so we've got to tell it. So we click on that, and here, entity type to connect. This is what we want, and we want CRM account. Don't worry about the other things just now. I'm giving you everything that you need to know to get up and running. You can explore other things another time, but this is what you need to know, okay? Now we're getting rid of the name, which we do by doing that. Now, what else would we want to record a meeting? What data? Well, I also would like to say, well, what project is it about? So, object picker again, of course, save, and go here and down, and you can scroll yourself, you can connect to different things you can see. There's a lot. These are the ones that I use most often, and it's like, see, it's really easy. Now that's us connected now in 3 different ways, 3 different points: the record list itself, the CRM contact name, and now projects. Okay, what else do we want? We want to have, I think, well, the date of meeting, yeah? And that's the date field, so that's nice and easy. We don't have to play about with the options there. And I think I'd like to have what the type of meeting it was, so that'll be a drop down. Save. So we will click on the field, and what we will have is, let's say, in person, video, phone. Save. Cool. Building this up nicely. And now I think that we're getting to the point where we actually want, you know, the notes. And text field is a short field. Text area is more practical for these kind of things that expand as you wish. So that's fine. What else do I like? Oh yeah, progress. How is the progress? And we're going to say drop down again. Ahead of schedule. On schedule. Behind schedule. Disaster. Okay. And then I would say I would like tasks arising, and that would be another text area. And thinking ahead, and I'll explain why when we get to that point. Tasks for NG question mark, and we're going to make that just a yes no. Boom boom. Save. So there we go. Cool. So we've created 8 fields. If you want to delete them, I showed you how to do that. You just press and you can, you know, have as many as you want. If you click the one at the top, you delete all of them and you can start again. Yeah, cool. But that's it. We have now set up our own record lists for meeting notes, and it's now available for us to use. See? And so if you do a little bit of thinking out of Flowloo, you know, on a bit of paper, on your favourite planning software, whatever, then come in and build. It is very, very quick. So let's go to CRM, shall we? And we're going to have a little look at Hermione Granger. I'm going to show you empty ones first of all. So here we have the trainees I was talking about earlier and the meeting notes. You get the idea of, you can have as many lists as you want, and if it's if it has the connection with the CRM account, all of your accounts will have the lists and allow you to add items to those lists, whatever they are. Let's have a look at a populated one, Claire Dunphy. We're going to look along the lists here, and we'll see Claire Dunphy is connected to trainees. Great. But I had a meeting with Claire yesterday, so I want to record that. We'll click Add Item, and this is brilliant. I just love this. It pre-populates. It knows, Flowly knows you're in the contact record, that is a connection between the record list and the contact, and so it auto-populates it. Brilliant. We're not in a project. If we were in a project, for example, we would be able to have that pre-populated if we went into a project first, i.e. we were taking a meeting note, recording a meeting note for a project, would see it pre-populated. I'll show you that just for fun. But I'm going to use Ralph Lauren website. Boom, boom, boom. Date of meeting, that type, it was video, notes, blah, blah. As long as you want progress, ahead of schedule, obviously. Tasks, yes. Tasks for NG, yes, that's me. So we click save. And there you go, we have it. There. Isn't that brilliant? So we've got that, and then we can create another one and say, right, project, we'll say it's the Clean Hogwarts, and it was on the 12th, the type was in person, progress behind schedule, and yes, there'll be lots. Put that in, and there you have, we've got all the different things, and then we can also then look and see how many were in video, how many in person. How cool is that? Now, if we wanted, we could go into projects, look at Ralph Lauren project, go to lists. There we have the Claire Dunphy because it's connected, so we see it at the person level and the project level. How cool! Then we can add an item, and remember last time Claire was connected. Well, we were in her record, so it was auto-populated, but we're not this time, but we are in the website project, so that is shown. But I'm going to say that this was with Hermione, okay? It wasn't with Claire, and it was on the 12th, type in person, boom, 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 on schedule, no, no, there we go. So we have 2 for projects, right? Now we should be able to go into Claire and see that she's got a couple there we go, Ralph Lauren, great. Now we added Hermione without being in her record, but in the project we attached her record to it, so we go to lists, and there you go. So you can look at it in all different ways, and there is a final way you can look at it. You can actually go to record lists and meeting notes, and then you'll see all the meetings with all the projects and all the things in there. This is just an endless ribbon of all your meetings, and so you can have a look in there. And it's on this page that if you wanted to delete meeting notes, I wanted to talk about this on the record lists, and you go all lists. It's on this page that you can delete. You just select, hit the bin, and it's done. Because sometimes you might decide, right, that's enough. I don't need these record lists anymore. Could be project related, for example, and then you can move on from that. So one more thing that I would like to show you, because if we go into CRM and we'll go to Claire Dunphy again. When we have it opening up like this, there's quite a lot here, and actually, do I want notes to be displayed? Because notes could be paragraphs. I don't want them all squashed up in here and making the records look untidy. So we can actually do something about that. And how we do that is we change the visibility of what is shown do is, so again, we have to work with the record list, and so we're going to meeting notes, and then top right we've got list settings, list settings, and here the green one is in the list. So I don't want the notes in there, yeah, and I don't want the tasks. I would just like to see, be it progress is good, is there tasks for me, and what type and date, yeah, okay. So that's cool. Taking that, don't need to save, it automatically does that, and then if I just refresh here, you'll see much neater now, and if we go to the contact record, Hermione this time, and list, we see it's much neater. So I've got no tasks for Neil, it's on schedule, that's cool, that's all I need to know. In person, what was the date, blah blah blah, and then I can click on it. Be careful when, you've seen how these are links, it's going blue, that will take you to a different page, and I've done that, just been lazy and gone off to another page and had to come back. Just make sure you click in between the text and you'll be fine every time. But you click on that and then you have the record, and so that would be all your notes and anything. You can attach files and all sorts of things, and you can actually edit it by clicking the pencil, and you can edit, because you can say, well, actually there was tasks for you, and so both that's there. And remember I said about enabling the comment box? Here you go. This is it just here. This is just the standard Flowloop module. Particularly good if you're working as part of a team, because you could @, somebody or request a response for somebody in the team. Say, hey, we had this meeting. Could you, let them have a copy of the meeting notes, for example. And then you would have a conversation around this record. So that is record lists. That's it. They need a bit of thinking about in terms of what you want it to do and setting up what custom fields you want, but it's massively powerful and so brilliant at making Flowloop all the more important to your business, because it does your stuff. It means that other platforms can't do it because they haven't been set up the way that Flowloop is set up to do it for you. So I thoroughly recommend that you have a look and see how they could help you. Start by building your own meeting notes, because the chances are you are going to have meetings and you are going to need notes. So do that, so that you feel familiar with it, and then by all means get in touch and ask in the threads below about ideas and if it can be done, and I'll be happy to help. And above all, I hope you find it useful. So thanks for your time, and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care till then. Bye bye.